It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music and entertainment breakdowns and commentary. As y'all can see on the thumbnail here, we're going to get into Azealia Banks and Doechii. You know, Azealia Banks has definitely been taking aim at Doechii for some time. We're going to get into the history of this situation. She's been very adamant. She feels like Doechii is a wannabe. She's a discount version of her and everything that she's done in the industry. We're going to break down why she feels that way. We're going to break down how we got to this point. We're also going to break down Doechii's reaction because she didn't take this one silently. We're going to get into Doechii's reaction to past infractions from Azealia Banks. We're going to get into the entire anthology, at least of what I could find on the internet up to this point. You know, I'm not going to dedicate my entire life to it, but I'm going to put in a little work. All of that is coming in just a moment. The first thing I want to do before we even get into all that is give a big shout out to Miss Sonia. We're also going to give a big shout out to Miss Jennifer and also Rhonda. Of course, you know, every time we get contributions to the channel, contributions to the Inside the Industry podcast and the J Nolan channel, I want to give a shout out. We play Lotto out of love and respect. So we're going to run that for y'all one good time. And then we're going to get back into the story and take our deep dive for the day. All right, let's get it, y'all.
Ooh, ooh, yeah. When I done came up out the bottom. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Got fresh like I just hit the lotto.
Ooh, ooh, yeah.
They say money can't fix all your problems.
Ooh, ooh, yeah.
But I say throw it in my wallet.
Say ooh, ooh, yeah.
When I done came up out the bottom.
Ooh, ooh, yeah.
Got fresh like I just hit the lotto.
Ooh, ooh, yeah.
They say money can't fix all your problems.
Ooh, ooh, yeah.
But I say throw it in my wallet.
Hey. All right, once again, much love to Sonia, Rhonda, and Miss Jennifer for y'all contributions to the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day out there. Absolutely wonderful Wednesday. You know we love y'all over here at Inside the Industry. Now, just last night, Doechii came out and was basically trying to figure out what to call her fans. You know what I'm saying? Which is never an easy task. It's kind of tough to think about what you want to name your community because you have so many different facets about you. You have so many different thoughts. You know what I'm saying? One day you're on this vibe, the next day you're on that, especially when you're a creative. So it's like, how do you identify your fans? Because you want them to be kind of fluid as well. You want to make sure that any title that you give them is something that's going to last long term. It's not something that you're going to outgrow or that they're going to outgrow or that your current era is affiliated with. But then once you leave that era, you no longer want to associate it. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. I had a tough time even coming up with, you know, when y'all asked me, y'all said, hey, J Nolan, what are you going to call us, man? You know what I'm saying? What about us? Your supporters, the community over here. What should we be called? It took some thought, you know what I mean? But that's when I decided, back when I was doing J Nolan News, I was like, man, let me do a rebrand because I don't want y'all to be like the Nolans and Nolanettes or nothing. Shit, that ain't y'all motherfucking name. I don't want to do that. You feel me? So I was like, you know what? Inside the Industry. Let me rebrand and call the show Inside the Industry because I'm always giving y'all industry insight as somebody who not only is a fan, not only somebody who has been here for everything and witnessed it and seen it. So I have the historic element, but also the fact that I'm an artist, I'm a songwriter, and I'm also a music business educator behind the scenes as well when I'm not on camera. So it's like, perfect. Inside the Industry, giving y'all the industry insight with J Nolan, and y'all are also my insiders because there are certain things that I may overlook, some things that I already know, but I may forget to say when I'm on camera because you got to perform and you got so many thoughts that are coming at you at once that sometimes you can skip over something even though it's a vital piece. It's easy to miss it. So y'all are insiders, you know what I'm saying? And y'all have been receptive to being called the insiders. I greatly appreciate it, and we're gonna keep going up. So Doechii was trying to figure out that same thing. Well, she got greeted with a, you know what I mean, not so nice comment from Azealia Banks where she says you should definitely call them the wannabes. And this is a loaded statement, as simple as it is. Azealia Banks has been on Doechii's back for the greater part of at least 2 years, basically stating, you're trying to be young Rapunzel. That's what she calls herself. She said, you're still in my vibe. You're still in my sound. You're still in my aesthetic. You're trying to steal my fan base. All of these different things, these allegations that she's been putting on Doechii, right? She's been, when you talk about the devil riding you back in your sleep, she's been riding Doechii back in sleep, awakeness, you know what I'm saying? Alternative consciousness, third dimension, fourth dimension shit. She will not leave this girl alone. She may take a break to go shit on other people, but she gonna find her way back every time Doechii does anything. Now, as we know, Doechii just released a new record, music video, song, etc., called Alter Ego. And this is her joint that she did with JT from City Girls. Oh, no, we talked enough about them. But it's a dope record. It's hip-hop, house, an amalgamation of both. Doechii did her fucking thing on there. JT also gave a very dope verse on the record. It sounds good. It's hitting, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily hitting the charts. It's not necessarily performing the best, but Doechii is pretty much a budding, emerging artist. So we got to give her time. You know, Persuasive did a really good job on the charts and all of that stuff, but I don't expect her to be in that conversation. She's got a lot to build toward, you know what I mean? But all of the stars are aligning for her. She's killed it on Fallon. She's killed it on live television. She's killed it on tour with SZA. She's killed it on tour with Doja Cat. So every time she's been aligned, with artists that are further along, she's shown that she can hold her own. Now, when it comes to the comparison between these two artists, a lot of people said, hey, this song sounds like something that Azealia Banks either would do or has already done, right? So they're basically saying the same thing. And a lot of Azealia Banks fans have been saying this in my comments as well. So when I talked about when the record originally released, they were jumping on board saying the same shit. Like, this sounds like this song from Azealia Banks. Whatever. That's all good. You get what I'm saying? If you feel that way, that's dope. The problem with Azealia Banks and her fans coming out and speaking on this in this fashion is that Doechii has never tried to hide her adoration, her level of respect, love, and also a desire to work with Azealia Banks from the jump. When she first started getting her actual buzz, when she first signed with TDE, the first undertaking that she wanted to do, her first request at the label, was to get Azealia Banks on a record. It's not her fault that you felt some type of way. You didn't like that she was stepping into your lane, stepping into what you think you do. But the first thing she did was say, hey, I love Azealia Banks. I would love to get her on a record. I would love to get her on the Crazy remix. I would love to connect with her in some form or fashion. So much so, she reached out on her own. She reached out on her own accord, had a conversation, then went to TDE and said, hey, she actually responded back to me. It seems like she might be receptive. Can we go ahead and get the business people involved to make this thing happen? I want to make sure she's taken care of. Azealia Banks being messy, being unhappy, you know what I'm saying? Being bitter, being a fucking loser, for all I could say. She didn't want to accept the collaboration. She didn't want to accept the olive branch when she came to her with her first, when it was feasible for her to do it, she came. And you felt some type of way, so you said no. Matter of fact, you didn't say no. You said, let's do it. And then you went to your fans and said, psych. You actually released the motherfucking DMs. We're going to get into all that today. I'm not playing with your ass. So apparently when Doechii first reached out or was trying to find a way to get in contact with Azealia Banks, she found herself going back and forth on Twitter in DMs with somebody that she thought was Azealia Banks. I guess it was a fan page or somebody that was impersonating Azealia. So the first confirmation she got was completely false, completely fake. Azealia says, I don't have a Twitter, so that couldn't have been me, right? The conversation goes like this, and she only showed part of it. So it starts out, LOL, I've been banned from Twitter since 2016. I don't have a Twitter account. Haha. This is Azealia Banks responding to Doechii. Doechii says, oh, I was trying to find you, but that's why I couldn't. LMAO. So they're having a conversation, a back and forth, finally connecting. She says, they've been going crazy. LOL, but I hear you. So then Azealia comes back and says, yes, they do. Manager is waiting to hear back from your team before I dig in. Don't know if you want to nudge them. The fans are applying pressure, so they are expecting this. I guess you posted the inbox or something to, so let's get this on paper and give the girls what they need. This is what she said to Doechii. So Doechii's thinking, okay, cool, we about to make this shit happen, you know, giving her the credit, giving her the love, and giving her the respect of when she first gets signed to this label, before we even saw, you know, Persuasive hit the net, before we saw Crazy come out, before the music videos, before her doing all of this other shit, she was already trying to make this happen. Next thing Azealia Banks does is post this conversation in her stories talking about Doechii incoming, right? Which she already was, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We'll just say was bitter about, because she was already harboring feelings about this girl once soon as she heard what she was doing, heard her music. She then comes out and says, psych, LOL, to let her fans know that shit ain't happening. Fuck that girl. She also says Rico Nasty is morphing into some Gene Simmons from Kiss. It's so bad. She's also accused Rico Nasty of trying to be a clone of her as well. So this is the lady that these artists be looking up to. Y'all be looking up to. Y'all try to act like she's so dope. She's so smart. She's so great. She's a fucking asshole. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. You know what I mean? And some people were actually expecting to one day get that remix. Well, here's Azealia Banks' first encounter of speaking about her.
TDE is going out fucking sad. You got Isaiah Rashad sucking dick, and terribly, on camera. You know, you've got fucking... What the fuck is even happening at TDE? Like, what the fuck is happening? Because this fucking, like, SZA, it's a fucking snooze fest, boring fucking, like, cocoa butter, shea butter, fucking, like, black woman woes. Is always fucking crying. Well, maybe I'd probably be trying to find myself too. I'd be looking for Sadhguru if I saw my ex, like, sucking a cock on fucking camera. You got them, like, revving up these fucking, like, bot farms. You got this, like, Doechii chick who I have no fucking clue who she is. But she's been having, like, this months-long dialogue with some fake Azealia Banks account and, like, I guess thinks that I owe her some sort of, like, collab. Like, honey, no. See, look at what happened to Rico Nasty. And she tried to be young Rapunzel. Kenny Beats lied to Rico Nasty, and he destroyed her. Like, that is not the 2013 Molly pack, okay? That is some crank. That is not the Pop the Molly I'm sweating, woo. That is some bathtub junkyard shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Rico Nasty, but someone's got to intervene and reel her back in. Yeah.
So she unloaded the clip. God damn, she unloaded the clip on Isaiah Rashad. This is around the time his little tape leaked out. No diddy. Of course, it was rumored that Isaiah Rashad and SZA were dating at one point early on when they both were hitting the scene. This is before she really broke out. This is before, well, he never really broke out the way that he could have due to his own constraints, taking extended hiatuses, trying to figure out life, probably trying to figure out who he is as a person, because we didn't know what he was dealing with behind the scenes in terms of just, you know, presenting himself, his sexuality, all of those different things. Much love and light to Isaiah Rashad. But they had a thing going for a while. And then it was no longer a thing, you know, and the next thing you know, it was like, oh yeah, we're good friends, you know, that's the homie, this, that, and the third. Yeah, we spend a lot of time together because we're best friends. We just be in the studio. So that became the narrative. And at some point, it was like it never happened. And of course, in mainstream America, in mainstream fandom, most people don't even know who Isaiah Rashad is compared to a SZA. So she's overshadowed and moved on, right? More people know about the fact that she dated Drake for a very short period before she even got on than the fact that they were an item. So she unloaded the chopper on both of them. She unloaded on SZA, said her music is a snooze fest. It's funny that she called her a snooze fest a couple years ago, and the first thing SZA does when she came back was drop a song called Snooze and took that shit to the top of the charts. Ooh! GP, are you with me? See, folks don't know folks don't know shots be getting fired even in the R&B game. That shit is hilarious to me. I'm a snooze fest. I'm gonna name a single Snooze and I'm gonna take that bitch to the top of the pops. Your ass gonna be where? The same place you been at. All right? Go ahead and order you some Chinese takeout with them cats you slaughtered. How about that, motherfucker? I love it. But she continues from there. Once more, here we go.
I feel bad for this Doechii girl. They're lying to her too. You're not young Rapunzel. You're like in the same bucket with Dawn Richards. Just like, just like weird, like just black girls being weird to no avail, no meaning. Just very derivative. Poor Dawn Richards. When she had her big
Now Dawn gotta get shots too. God damn.
nose, she could take in a lot more air. She had a much better, like, voice when she had her fucking nose. It's time to grow that nose back, Dawn. Spent a lot of money on that, like, really piss poor attempt at the This Is America video to say absolutely fucking nothing. That choice of...
Now, if y'all don't know, Doechii put out a record called Crazy, which is one of my favorites out of her catalog. I love that fucking jungle beat, you know what I'm saying, to be honest. But she said she spent money on a fake ass This Is America video. If you've ever seen the Crazy video, it's basically Doechii and a bunch of other ladies. They're all stripped down, no clothing on. She's carrying guns. She's lighting niggas up in the video. She's screaming. It's very, very punk kind of inspired, very edgy, I guess you could say. But she said that she called it a fake ass This Is America video. If you've ever seen the This Is America video, it's kind of similar in the warehouse, grunge style. Damn. Horror film inspired, I guess you could say. Shit.
hair color was horrible. It was not the edgy moment that you guys thought you were having. It was some boring Dawn Richards shit. It was some very fucking boring Dawn Richards shit. Damn. When I was 20, I was fucking them up. I was not that basic when I was 20. And I'm still like top tier rap bitch.
In what dimension? You ain't even rapped in goddamn 10 years. Your last album came out, and your first and last album, as a matter of fact, came out in 2014. It's been a decade. How you still top tier? You wasn't even top tier when you first said this shit 2 years ago. The fuck kind of pack is you on? And you're talented, by the way. You can rap. That 1991 shit, that 212 shit, I gave you a lot of credit. I've given you a lot of credit on the channel. That old Chevy Chase shit that you was doing back then, which was really inspired by Nicki Minaj too, if we're gonna be honest about the situation. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you talented, but you ain't came out to play in a minute.
You guys were all fucking fools to even try and play on my time, even for a fucking second. I mean, even when you get into just like all the effort that like Jay just really tried to put in to like get that Azealia Banks energy all.
Now she's going at Jay-Z and Rock Nation, trying to say that they were also trying to recruit women to steal her style.
All over. Like, the Rock Nation girls are just fucking fried. Bianca, I love you down, but you gotta take that PTA wig off. You gotta take that fucking PTA wig off. You look like one of Marge Simpson's sisters with that fucking PTA wig. That's what you get for trying to like fuck with bitches behind the scenes. You're actually like pregnant by like a guy who pays for play.
She say ASAP be out here paying for the boom boom.
I could have told you that, girl. I could have told you that, girl. Damn. Rita was just too easy to pluck off. Like, she was just like, it just flicked her. Boop. Got out of here. Meg Thee Stallion is just like, oh my God. She just gives me Waffle House.
She been on Meg for a minute. She says every time she speaks on Megan, she says some weird Waffle House shit about her. I don't think she respects the South at all. I think that's also another reason why she is on Doechii back, because Doechii's from Florida. She can't stand the fact that there's somebody else that's perusing into a lane that she dismissed and doesn't even come back to, that says, hey, I'm inspired by you, I guess let me go there. Because everybody's inspired and influenced by somebody, and you try to push it further, right? But I think if Doechii were from New York, she might feel a little bit slighter about her. But since she's from Florida, which clearly she has no respect for the South, because what about Megan Thee Stallion makes anybody think of Waffle House? It's kind of elitist, kind of reverse racist too, if you really think about it. But go off.
She just gives me fucking Waffle House, like, no matter what she does. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Ah!
So that's what she had to say initially about Doechii, and this is not the end of it. Please believe this ain't the end of it. So apparently once all of this hit the fan and Doechii and her fans were able to see what was going on, and Azealia Banks fans were able to see what was going on, there was some online discourse the next day about this situation. The fans at the time were basically here saying, no, TDE didn't want her on the track for whatever reason and pushed Rico instead. And then she ranted, if you're going to talk shit, at least have facts. So this is this, oh, wow. Because y'all know on Doechii's project, the She, Her, Black Bitch project, her and Rico Nasty have a record on there where they're kind of going in. They going ham on that bitch. They snapping, as a matter of fact. They went in on like 2-3 different beats back to back to back. Fire. But I guess they were originally slating that track to have Azealia Banks on it, and they was going to do that. So it wasn't even going to be the crazy joint. That's crazy to me. So Doechii jumps in and she says, I have to correct you, my love. My label had no idea I had even reached out to her. I reached out to her directly myself, and after she confirmed, I added my team in the loop. My team was very excited for me after I told them. She responded. Somebody else comes in and says, so what's the issue? Doechii says, I'm not sure. Sometimes when people have been hurt so many times, they develop a defense and end up creating the illusion of problems because they won't allow themselves to accept something good. Trauma responses. I was respectful, excited, and grateful to make art with her. So she was talking to a page called Cunt News, which was reporting on, I guess they continue to report on Azealia Banks. It's like a fan page for her. And what they did was tagged her and sent them a screenshot, sent Azealia a screenshot of this interaction, to which Azealia then posted it on her Instagram laughing. After she posted this in her story, this is what she had to say directly to Doechii.
You talk a lot of shit for a bitch who's not put a fucking single dollar on the fucking table. You're talking a lot of fucking shit. Please.
I'm trying to understand where she was talking shit, because she just outlined what happened and said that she came to you and wanted to work with you. The label didn't even know. So it sounds like all love, but you say it's talking shit. Come on now, where are we going wrong here?
Shut up, little girl. Okay? Let me tell you something. I don't do anything I do well for free, okay? You see that new Nicki Minaj remix contest? Why don't you go over there and go audition for free? You know, go do something for free. The amount of secondhand embarrassment I feel for all of you female rappers that are like working for Nicki Minaj for fucking free, falling for this like stupid mean girl like persona she's trying to keep up. A woman who's always bragging about her money and calling you her sons. You bitches are all working for free? This is exactly why I don't fuck with you bitches. Because it was a setup. Here we go. With the black girl tragic narrative and the trauma and all the other stuff. Just because you feel like I owe you something for kissing my ass. No one told you to kiss my ass. That was your decision. You should be more mad at yourself for jumping the gun. Because you played yourself. You played yourself. You really fucking played yourself. Just please, give me a fucking break. I got shit to do.
So that's Azealia Banks, and this is all from 2022, y'all. This is from April of 2022, a solid 2 years ago. This same issue that we have today was going on, and she was mad about nothing. She was mad about an artist who saw what you did. She liked what you was doing, was fucking with you. Say, oh man, I can incorporate into that. As anybody does who's influenced to come into hip hop, you have a blueprint from somewhere. Everybody can tell. It's very obvious. Doechii came in listening to, clearly, Nicki Minaj, Azealia Banks, and at some point she started fucking with Doja Cat. You know what I'm saying? You put them in a smoothie, you get some form of Doechii. She does have some original cadences and original remnants of her own. But if you put them into a smoothie, that's what you get. And every artist has that concoction. Let's not be glib here. Let's not be dumb. I don't give a fuck who you name. I could give you that goddamn blueprint. You know what I'm saying? You listen to 5 records. You listen to their first 3 albums. You can give them an entire assessment, and it'll come down to 3 to 5 artists that you can tell point blank period they were inspired by. It's nobody you could do this shit with that I can't decode, all right? So let's just keep that 100. Now, a year ago, 2 years ago, she was mad. Now, on the heels of that, Doechii went out, did interviews, and actually continued to show her love despite the fact that she shitted on her majorly. Let's get to that.
People saying like, "Oh, Azealia, nothing got to do."
Yes.
I mean, do you get that a lot?
I get the A-B comparison a lot, but I really don't mind. I adore Azealia. I think she's amazing.
Honestly, girl, you really can't, girl. I'm so
me
sorry,
personally,
girl.
the bitch is crazy. I fuck with her heavy.
I do.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I mean, she came from me before, like,
She
but
comes from
I
everyone.
was
She'll come
on.
for you.
I mean,
she came from
She came me, girl, and I took it. I said,
like, you're not nobody if she doesn't come for you.
oh, yeah. I love it, girl.
I love
You're not nobody if she doesn't come for you. Like,
I didn't care. I was like, oh
I
my
think that's
God.
her love language at this point.
It
It's her
is.
love language.
It's people take these things too seriously.
They
It's
do.
really not a
It's her
big
love
deal. It's like
language.
it's Azealia. That's how Azealia is. She's gonna do what she's gonna do.
She's
She's
been like
gonna
that
say what she
always.
wants to say. She's
Yeah.
She's not gonna hold it back at all, girl.
She's
at
not.
all.
I do know.
living in her world.
So if she
Yep.
was gonna ask for a collab, would you do it?
Of course, I'd still do it.
Still do
Period.
it.
That's what I want to hear.
You know, I would take the risk again.
Yes,
You
exactly.
should. I'm sorry
My
because
bitch, second time's it.
period.
All right.
Fool me once. Okay,
Fool
fool me
me
twice. It's like, girl. No,
Okay.
because I get it. I get it. But, you know, it is what it is.
She's
Baby.
everything, honestly.
Because I knew you're going to get that comparison. People like, people always get...
I mean, shit, I'd rather be compared to one of the greatest.
Yes.
Why not? Who gives a fuck?
Honestly.
Did you go up to her listening? Who did you grow up
I
listening
mean, I
to?
didn't get turned on to Azealia until I found out about MIA. Paper Planes was the first song I heard by MIA, and I put on like a MIA Pandora radio once, and then I found Azealia, and I was like, oh
What's
my
the first
God,
song you
this
heard
is
about
the whole
her?
world. Wanna be a lady now,
Yeah!
say right, Mr. Morning, you know.
So despite you dissing the pants off this girl, she still went on the We Said What We Said podcast. I want to give them their credit, give them their, the justified credit because we're using their audio here. She went on there and still gave you credit, bigged up you, said that you, in her eyes, is one of the greatest. she would still be open to a collaboration despite the fact that you shitted on her like an outhouse. So what more is it that you want from Doechii? Would you rather her just cease to exist? Because that ain't gonna happen. That shit is over with. If you feel like somebody is doing something that you did or something that you can do, get your ass back in the game. You either gonna ride the horse, you either gonna ride it like a rodeo, or you gonna stay your ass at home and you need to shut your motherfucking phone down, your audio recordings down. Just shut it down. The music game don't seem to be here for you. The acting game don't seem to be here for you, and you did good in both, but you've burned all your bridges. You are London Bridge. Falling down, all right? And they don't fuck with you over there neither. They don't fuck with you over here, but they damn sure don't fuck with you over there. They got you the hell up out of Harlem fast. Please believe us. You know what I'm saying? You was trying to throw ASAP under the bus. We ain't even gonna acknowledge what they was talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Heard the A train ain't the only thing running, but we gonna leave it out. Anyway, so fast forward to modern day, you know what I'm saying, to get back to the original matter at hand. Doechii says, hey, the first time you came from me, I let it slide out of respect for my elders. It's not my fault you selling bussy soap and I'm selling platinum records. Leave me alone, please. So she said, you know what? I gave you grace. I gave you the opportunity to say what you wanted to say. I let it slide. I gave you love. You know what I'm saying? I showed you respect. I was new to the game, just getting my feet wet. I've been in this bitch 2 years now. You got a platinum record. I got a platinum record. You stop putting shit out. You got one project, a project and a half that motherfuckers care about. I got a project that motherfuckers care about too. We on the same plane. I called you legendary status, all that shit. But I'm still picking up where you left off, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep running, and I'm going to eventually grow out of the shit that you set up here, and I'm going to pave my own shit and put more numbers on the board. Where you going to be at? At home, making audio recordings, posting stories that don't change nobody's life, not even yours. Sometimes you just got to take inventory on where you at, who you are, and figure out how best to rectify your situation instead of speculating on everybody else's. You got negativity for every fucking body. At what point do you want to get back on the wagon, or is it just permanently broken? Do you not have the money to go take it to the goddamn shop? You know what I'm saying? But in prototypical Azealia Banks fashion, this is not it, right? So she then decides to do audio recording and basically says Azealia Banks claims TDE and Kendrick Lamar found Doechii, an ugly version of her, to go against her. Let's be clear. Kendrick Lamar wasn't even over there at TDE when they found Doechii. He was getting the fuck up out of Dodge. He already had started his company, put out his last album on the label, and got the hell on. So let's clear that up first. Number two, why the hell would TDE have to go against you when you're not even competitive in the space? How they gonna go against you when you going against yourself every time you wake up? These niggas got Kendrick, his entire discography catalog, multi-platinum. They got Schoolboy Q, multi-platinum. They got SZA, multi-platinum. Hell, J-Rock even done put up numbers over there. Who the fuck is you? Talking about to go against you. Why would they compete with somebody who ain't even in the competition? They got her because they want to continue the lineage of having successful female artists following behind SZA. Right? And they would have had what was my girl name? Alori Joe. They would have had her too, but she unalived herself at a very critical time in her life. She could have easily been the next TDE artist. So get the fuck out of here. Hit your ass with that New York Italian shit. Get the fuck out of here. Oh. But here's what she had to say.
With this anger for so long, and they find this kind of like ugly version of
well, she's not even a virgin. She's just ugly. And I hate to call a dark-skinned girl ugly because she just is ugly. She'd be ugly if she were light-skinned. They find this ugly girl, and they try to sick her on Azealia Banks. So, okay, so if I'm a woman with self-respect, right, and I'm listening to men basically tell me that they are too afraid to fuck with Azealia Banks, so they need me to go fight a bitch for them with this anger for so long.
What part of the game is that? I'm fucking done. What I don't be understanding about some of you people in this industry is rather than just admit that you hopped off the motherfucking bus, like you had your opportunity to go all the way to your destination, you hopped off and said, I'm sorry, I'm tired, I don't want to go no more. You want to go back at everybody else and use excuses, conspiracy theories of people trying to put roadblocks in your way when that motherfucking bus was rolling smooth. They didn't even have another stop coming up. You just said stop right here and let me off. They're like, shit, we about 35 miles from Albuquerque. Like, we still got a way to ride. You said let me off now. Okay. Now you mad at everybody else for coming in the game and putting their shit on the board. Your board is cleared. Their board is full. But you the one with all the shit to talk. It don't add up for nobody. It don't add up for me. It don't even add up for you. You don't even believe the shit when you look in the mirror. It just sound good when you record it on your phone. Because that's the only thing you record. You don't even record video. All you do is audio all day talking shit. Black screen. Fuck out of here, yo. Azealia need to goddamn get into the podcasting game. If you could ever get to the point where you're comfortable recording yourself on screen rather than doing black screen videos, just do a podcast called The Hateful Eight. You know what I'm saying? Because you hate every fucking body. You got the fucking nerve to call this girl ugly and say, oh, I hate to call another dark-skinned girl ugly. No, it sounds like that you love calling another dark-skinned girl ugly because ain't you the motherfucker that was out here bleaching your own skin? You know it's bad when Wikipedia say you was bleaching your goddamn skin. How they found this shit out? In July 2016, Banks admitted to lighten her skin due to blemishes from her birth control and defended the process of skin bleaching. We finna go down on since you shitting on everybody else, let's go down your timeline. Right? For people that say she's an ally to the LGBTQ community, which it doesn't seem that you are because you shit on everybody else in there too. Although you identify as bisexual, you've been called out for homophobia and transphobia on numerous occasions. So much so that people have called you a bully to the community rather than an ally. Right? Apparently, I don't even want to get into all that. You know what I'm saying? We just know you're a shit person. You think you're the motherfucking world. You think the world of yourself, allegedly. But can't seem to find comfort within yourself. If you want to stop rapping, if you don't want to be here, why are you still evaluating everybody else through the lens of, ooh, what are they doing that's comparable to me? Nothing. You ain't out here. Nothing. Yeah, it's like when a parent hears some bumping in the house. She the one that be bumping in the house. Hey, who that over there? Nobody. It wasn't me. Who the fuck else was it? It was you. Oh man, I'm done, man. I'm glad Doechii fired back. I'm glad Doechii stopped taking that shit. Stopped being a goddamn punching bag for Azealia Banks off of love and adoration. She's already giving you the credit. She already said you was the greatest in her eyes. She already tried to collab with you because that's what she wanted. Her first opportunity when she got signed was to come try to share that joy and that moment with you. You wanted to be a fucking asshole. You wanted to not be a part of that. That's on you. This would have been your easiest layup to get back into the graces of hip hop and back into the fandom. That was your choice. You went left. Stay over there. Why are you still watching this girl? Why are you still listening to her music? Right? She been told you she's influenced by you, so why would she not put out music similar to what the fuck you do? Let's have some common sense here. Let's use our brains here, people. God damn. Matter of fact, we ain't even got that far to look, because you, after you took aim at Doechii, you came out and took shots at Tyler, the Creator, and Lil Nas X. She came out and said that they need to be a power couple. Here, check this bullshit out, y'all. She says, I really think Tyler, the Creator, and Lil Nas X should get over their obsession with broke white bussy and become a power couple. I think the sensationalism of successful black gay men toting trailer-ass rent man hookers as arm candy is played. Damn. Tell them how you really feel. It's really played, predictable, and they're both obviously being objectified and plotted on by these boys for hire. It would be way more monumental to see young black gay men as an item, even just for aesthetic reasons. Well, they're not living for aesthetic. They're doing what they like. It ain't like you out here dating black people yourself. The idea of spending the extra hardly earned black male dollars on some cheap white bus is extra whack. She keeps going. No more white Taco Bell eating Caucasian twinkery guys. The image is not giving. You two as an item would shift culture so hard, and Tyler can teach Lil Nas X how to rap so he can stop doing his Azealia Banks impression. What? Where does this nigga Lil Nas X ever sound like you? And fire all these weird white creative directors who obviously have no point of references or respect for the nuance, sheer musical opulence, and political groundwork laid out for him to inherit. I will give you credit on that. I think that for a gay black musician to come out here, there is a lot for him to pull from, but god damn. And he have to drop the day trip beats. Lil Nas X should be working with Jeff Mills, Byro the Great, LSD-XOXO, Kevin Jay-Z Prodigy, Babyface. Yes, I said it. Jonathan from New Body, Duke Dumont, please. No Arca or Mike Queef. I don't even know these people. You know, I'm not in the community. But shout out to all these people she's naming because she's giving a history lesson. River Moon, Mikey Blanco, when he's really tearing niggas up with the bars. Mikey is such a beast when he wants to be, becoming for Yema, y'all favorite daughter, when I was the only person giving him credit for his sheer utter skill. Okay, so they got beef too. Jeez. And trying to redirect the convo of his art out of disposable, vapid, white gay media's BS. LGBTQ icon pigeonholery and overstate that the bih has bars. He tried me for a bih who wouldn't ever speak his name or be articulate what he meant for hip hop. Be able to articulate what he meant for hip hop. I'm not even a vengeful person. I'm just kind of sick of all these trafficking pedophiles being celebrated for their masculinity and heralded as black inspirations when they're all just drug sex addicts who suck each other's then murder one another with no remorse, then have so much to say about police violence, meanwhile being the ones destroying the community. Those are shots at Meek Mill. So there she said what she said about Tyler, the Creator, and Lil Nas X, and she decided to empty out the clip on some other people as well. For those of y'all that really like this girl, this is your queen. This is the kingdom that y'all subscribe to. Tell me, how do you do it? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. You can't stay outside all your life. It's about to warm up out here, so don't find yourself in a position where you can't get in because the AC going to be on cool over here. We going to be sitting nice. You know what I'm saying? Going to have a goddamn nice lemonade. Couple blocks of good ice. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying ourselves. And if you outside, I'm going to tell you, keep your ass outside. Don't bring your ass inside till about 6 o'clock. We're going to be having fun up in here, though. Keep your ass out there. You ain't going to keep running up my goddamn... you ain't going to keep running up my AC bill, opening up that goddamn door. Bring your ass inside. All right? Much love and respect. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mile. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda, we hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer, we come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.